Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Voyager, Season 4, Episode 26, Hope and Fear. So this is the season finale, but this is the only season finale in Voyager, with the exception of the first season, that does not have a cliffhanger. And I'm not really sure why. I probably should have looked that up. But I'm a little disappointed, because this episode had enough information in it. It would have been a little bit of a stretch, but you could have taken this story and kind of stretched it out to 2 episodes, especially if you had like a subplot in there, because there's not really one in here. It's all pretty straightforward. So Seven and Janeway are playing this game. It's almost like racquetball, which we see a lot of in Deep Space Nine, but it's like with phasers and a frisbee, if that makes sense. And Janeway beats her like 4-10, and it's pretty impressive. And Seven just gets all pissed off, and Janeway's like, "Stop being a spoilsport. I won. It doesn't matter if you're a Borg. I'm better at this." And so they leave. So the episode is mostly about species 116, according to 7 of 9, and which is a species that has never yet been assimilated. And they're very, very good with communication. They can kind of see patterns where most people don't. Like, they don't even need universal translator, because just hearing a couple sentences, they understand the grammar, the syntax, everything. And so Janeway has this guy look at their data that they got from Starfleet, from the Alpha Quadrant, because Janeway hasn't been able to process it. Like, she's tried, and granted, some of it has corroded, but she has not been able to do it. So this guy takes a look at it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I can kind of see it over here. Oh yeah, yep, I see it a little bit over there." And he ends up putting some of it together, and at one point it gives them some coordinates in the Delta Quadrant, and they go there, and there's a Starfleet ship, like, just sitting there waiting for them. The NX-01A Dauntless. So the Dauntless is supposed to have this brand new technology of slipstream warp capability. And at maximum warp in the slipstream, it will take them 3 months to get home. Now, the Admiral says, like, we've never done it for more than 5 days or something, but we think this will work. So the episode is mostly about them just testing out the Dauntless, because at one point it's like Tuvok and Chakotay get stuck on there, and it shoots them off for 10 seconds, but it takes Voyager 3 days to catch up with it. And so, like I said, most of this episode is just them working on the Dauntless. You slip a subplot in there somewhere, and you could have stretched this out for a season finale and a season premiere. So, of course, it ends up that the message was faked, and they find the real message, and it's the Admiral saying, "Hey, we're sorry, we're trying really hard to get you home, but we just can't do it." And that this translator basically faked the message. And when Janeway calls him out on his bullshit, he's like, "Yeah, I did it, and it's basically just to get the two of you." And so Janeway, when she made her treaty with the Borg to defeat species 8472, it basically kind of threw off the power relationship to get through the Borg space. And like Seven said, they had never assimilated this species before, but now, because of Janeway's treaty, it did kind of throw things off, because everybody was rooting for species 8472 because they were defeating the Borg, and Janeway basically kind of cut that off and put the Borg back into power. And so they basically kind of part ways, to put it a different way, and Janeway basically has to deal with this is another species that has to suffer from the decisions that I made. So with the slipstream, they basically get it to work on Voyager for a little bit, and it does take off 300 light years of their journey. So they do kind of get a little bit of a boost from it. Overall, I thought it was a really interesting story. I felt like it was just too short. It could have easily have been that finale and premiere, but I do think it was a good episode to kind of end the season on. So for those who have seen this one, what did you guys think? And thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, and I will see you guys next time for the Season 5 premiere night.